First of all, let me make some preliminary remarks.
Right.
Tema Oil Refinery is a critical national asset. Discovered that when I was doing my LLM at Legon and was looking at the downstream sector. Clearly, even before Ghana discovered oil, Tema Refinery was already in existence and making huge profits. You remember Ajib? Ajib was a oil trading company in this country. They used to bring in crude and refine at Tema Oil Refinery. That's why Alex Moore describes it as a tolling institution. You just run your crude through and you pay commission. And they were making profits. But immediately we decided that we're going, when Gaip, because the company was established by a partnership between us and Italy, an Italian company. And then when they finally left and we owned it wholesale, we started running losses, huge losses. Now, does it suggest that we are incapable of managing our own national assets? Or we are so greedy that we prioritize self-interest over national interest? Then come the year 2000, when Kufuor had said that, look, the price of a gallon of petrol was more expensive than water, and so we needed to do something, and that we had to review the TOR debt. I mean, we had to review the petroleum price build-up in order to deal with the TOR debt. Then we introduced the TOR recovery levy. You know,
that's what Bright was saying.
Have you ever?
Bright was saying
yes.
that since then we had accrued over $1 billion, but we didn't really invest it into.
No, but what are we? Who has even given us? But who has even given us an account of the amount of money that the TOR recovery levy has been able to raise? It's just Bright who's saying that we've been able to collect about $1 billion. But something really, who has ever told us in this country the amount of money that the TOR recovery levy has generated? The people of Ghana agreed with government that we needed to recover TOR. We needed to build back TOR. Then impose a levy on ourselves for the purpose of doing that. We didn't say government go borrow money. We said all of us.
Government had earlier gone to South Korea.
Yes.
200 million twice or so.
To invest, and it didn't work. So where is the money? Where is the TOR recovery levy? What has government done with the money?
So now the AG after...
Yes. So it probably is the interest of those who manage TOR to keep it perpetually undercapitalized. And when I say capitalized, both in CAPEX and also in operating cost, so that they can enter into deals like Torrentco, and now also called Tema Energy and Processing Limited. Now, because you simply can understand. Now, two components, and Alex Mose has added many, but two components stand out: the CDU and the RCC, the catalytic unit, and the crude distillation unit. That was the challenge confronting us. Now, the equipment there are old equipment. We need to change them to new equipment. Processing in the downstream is competitive. So your consumption and operational losses must be kept within a certain percentage. Where your equipment is not operating well, you're not going to be within that. And so you're going to continue to record losses. Now that is why Tema Oil Refinery has been a huge loss-making institution. And there's a huge loss overhang. Now if you need about $300 million to bring back TOR into full operation with all the efficiencies, what will 22 million do?
Well, others have said not 300, but between the 500 and or 1 billion United States
dollars. So okay, so even if you escalate it there, then 22 million becomes a paltry. Now, but this issue of
the 22 million, that is only a lease that they are seeking. They are seeking a lease. They were seeking a PPA approval for that lease, so they will take over the production assets.
Well, so that is a 22 million
assets, and they were going to run it for 6 years.
Well, so
and then
give it back.
Investing $22 million.
Yes.
And then they will be paying a rent every year of about $13 million.
So the 22 million actually is capex. So what was they going to use the 22 million for? To replace the pipes, the gantry, the tanks, or what? You need to understand.
Assessment shows
more
in excess of 300
So you
million.
can see that this was captured. They just wanted to run it. Get the 22 million, distribute the money, get rent, get people okay. Because even when the timber workers said that they thought that the
22 million, the Attorney General says what they find is that they have just, it says, the major concern with respect to the lessee's capacity is that it is a newly incorporated company with a stated capital of
500,000.
Capital of 500,000 without any documentation, Ghana cedis, without any documentation to show that it has capacity to undertake the proposed transaction. And the Attorney General also find that it was actually incorporated on 1st of January, which was, it says, the date of incorporation may be inactive, may be indicative of an irregularity since the 1st of January 2023 was a public holiday, and the Registrar General does not fall within the class of entities which provide essential services.
Yeah, so clearly, so the stated capital of the company is not even $1 million. The stated capital is not $1 million.
Okay.
How can such a company raise money up to $22 million?
They have suggested a certain connection with Vitol, and that also has been found not to be any good thing.
What I'm saying is that the company itself, connection with Vitol is like a mistletoe. They are going to ride on the shoulders of Vitol. And I'm saying that the company itself must be financially capable. You have a company whose stated capital is not even up to $1 million.
Okay.
Wanting to enter into an agreement for 6 years, invest in the $2 million, pay rent of $30 million, and pay service charge of $1.5 per barrel of crude oil process. And that's what makes it ludicrous. Even with TOR operating at $2.5 per barrel for service charge, they are running at a loss.
Okay.
Then they agree that they will accept from Toronto $1.5 per barrel of oil produced. I mean, you see clearly. And I'll just conclude by saying that, look, I think that we need to look critically at what is happening to us as a country. Many people have mentioned PDS, including you. Look at how PDS was established. Up to now, we are not able to retrieve the monies that were collected by PDS on behalf of the Electricity Company of Ghana between the period that they took over the running of the utility service until the time that they were dissolved. No one has recovered that money. Remember the miscellaneous Car Power transaction. The same company was incorporated in very few days' time, and we're going to take over a very important critical installation in this country. And we're going to pay a whooping amount of money for nothing. You remember Movenpina?
Exactly.
Movenpina was for 1 month.
Talking about TOR, and then you remember Movenpina.
Pina, 1 month to the day that 1 million barrels of oil was sold, contaminated oil was sold to them. 1 month, Movenpina. There are many. I mean, if you talk about Ajapa, and clearly there's a problem. And everything is pointing, Prof invites us to look at trend analysis. The trend actually is pointing towards more sinister things, that is state capture. I mean, there's a conscious attempt, deliberate attempt by some people highly placed to capture the commanding heights of this economy.
Well,